installed some of the players. They were nearly there. We were about to go live, and then obviously we had some headset problems. So let's hope that everyone's had enough time to warm up, get themselves mentally clarified, ready to get into this game. Because at the end of the day, we've seen VP already go out. One team is going to leave us after this best of 3 is finished.
Yes, and I think both these teams would be fairly disappointed if it were them who had to leave. Sprout obviously on somewhat of a home soil, going up against Heroic, a team that we expect a lot from. But let's see what they can do. Dennis got a P250 in hand. Man on a mission. Burp checking for some information. He didn't spot these 3 guys. That was actually quite interesting. Maybe that could mean that Heroic is going to rotate towards the small bomb site at some point. But right now they're actually ready for this apartment push. The bomb is moving up together with 2 other guys. Snappy is in boiler, and he's ready to it. There's going to be 4 guys towards this one. Vince, this is going to end bad.
Yeah, it definitely doesn't bode well for Sprout for the time being, and the bomb's gone down first. It's all the way of Heroic. Cadian with 2, Burup's going to triple in, and it's only Dennis that's really bounced back, and he is now the last man alive. Last seen over on Banana side, and there's a whole bunch of things charging him down. Heroic is going to claim first blood in this best of 3.
Yeah, I wonder if that was just, you know, a coincidence that Heroic had the perfect counter for that exact strat, or whether there was something they've had, you know, watched a few demos, they've seen a tendency. Maybe that's a pistol round they've done before. Maybe that's, you know, the go-to pistol round, whatever they really want to win a game. I don't know what that could be, but that seemed like Heroic knew exactly what was going to happen in that round. Sprout got completely decimated, didn't stand a chance. And they're forced into another eco right here, only investing in a few pistols. Going up against the MP9 of S-Tech. It's going to be rough. Getting the first kill. Oh, did that transpire. Dennis going down to Staven as well. And pretty much round over. And it's all going to be about the farming for Heroic in this one. And Sprout, seemingly, if they can get 1 or 2 kills, that'll be a success. If not, it'll be fine as well. They have no business in this round anyway.
Yeah, as you say, if Heroic can put those MP9s to more use, it's going to be able to farm up the cash. So Sprout may try and feel where they think the M4s are going to be residing, and Cadian and Snappy going to be putting this round to rest as we anticipated. Not a single casualty going down, but Sprout now have some decisions to make regarding their future and their buy.
Sure do. Should be a somewhat reasonable buy coming in. AK-47s, I'd expect a few SGs as well to be bought up on the side of Sprout. That's exactly what we're going to see. Some AKs, 1 SG, and a Galil on Spitty. Decent amount of utility. They have 5 smokes, so they can definitely do some sort of execute late into the round if they want to smoke off certain areas. We'll have to see and wait for that to transpire, though. Banana control is not going to be obtained by Sprout. They're not willing to fight for it. Heroic is spending a lot of utility, a lot of manpower towards Banana to make sure that they get the control, and that's always a good idea when you have MP9s in the mix. You want to get up and close, and Banana is a great position for that to happen now. Sprout, in the meantime, gaining some control towards the apartments, always a good counter to that. So this is panning out as you'd like to see it pan out. You know, a default round from Sprout and a default response from Heroic.
DreamHack, the pole moving into apps. But deciding against playing aggressively, mid-control is open for business. Should Sprout choose. Good Molotov down, going to force this attack into the open, and he has been found and fragged by Faven. Another play to his left-hand side, though, and Sprout seemingly interested in the potential wraparound. They have the bomb still Banana, but Heroic, still 2 players there, laid in wait. They go in here and don't check the angle. This is where Stavin's MP9 could really wreak havoc. They are going to check it, but he still comes out ahead. Now the bomb's gone down as well, and the wraparound is going to be really null and void at this stage. They have to go back and pick it back up again, and this is allowing the rest of Heroic now to move around in library. I think they realize what's happening. They're going to be rotating back to the side as well, Heroic. Time is dwindling away, only 15 seconds to play with, and they've got a crossfire established. This looks like it's just going to slip away, or perhaps not. DreamHack, entry frag. Staven tries to spray through the smoke, but Oscar is going to put him down, and a bomb plant to boot. Snappy now going to even the odds at 2v2, but he is separated from his teammate, which is moving through the CT side, and Dennis has spotted him, so they know where these final 2 CTs currently are positioned. Molotov being tossed to the back of the site. That's going to force DreamHack out into the open, and his teammate's gone down. They do have a kit left, and it's going to come down to Borup versus DreamHack, and with 2 health remaining, the clutch goes the way of Sprout.
And we saw that potential from DreamHack yesterday. Despite the fact that Sprout lost 16-4, they didn't really stood a chance yesterday in Dust 2. We saw a glimpse of DreamHack with that rifle in hand. Yesterday was the M4, today it's the AK-47. That was a beautiful little play right here, and he's keeping Sprout in the game. The retake almost worked out for Heroic. I like the Molotov coming in from Snappy. Pressured him out of his preferred position. DreamHack said, no, I'm not gonna have it anyway, I'm just gonna kill you. That worked out perfectly fine for Sprout. That was the good response we wanted. The only problem here is that they only survived one player, so the money is going to be rough on the side of Sprout, regardless of winning that round. So another big round coming up here.
Players seemingly may have a bit of an issue again.
We're experienced in that now. We tried it, you know. We can handle, we can contain. We can talk about that guy on the screen right there, KDN. I think he's going to have his hand full in this game. He's going up against Oscar on the other side. And what a signing that is for Sprout when you look at it, right? Oscar is a player that I personally, at a certain point, you know, I was thinking that's a player who potentially could take over for Guardian in a team like FaZe Clan, for an example. That's the level he has when he's in his absolute best shape. We all remember Oscar in Hellraisers when he was one of the best AWP players out there. He's super annoying to play against, super good. Now somehow Sprout got their hands on him, and he's a great signing for them. And as said before, KDN going up against Oscar, it's going to be a wild duel. And to be fair, despite KDN being a friend of mine, I don't see how he's going to win out on that one. I think Oscar is a much better player with the AWP in hand, so that's definitely an area where Sprout has an advantage going up against Heroic.
Yeah, and KDN's an interesting story as well, because, you know, we were talking about the likes of AZ and Cajun yesterday when we were commentating them and talking about them having a fairly up and down sort of career. And KDN at one point had quite a dip, but it seems like he has started to get back up to that sort of form that we know and love from him. He is such a good guy, a great character as well, great to watch, a huge fan favorite. So it's good to see him back again.
It is great to see him back. He's a player that has a lot of potential. He's a smart player. He understands the way of playing Counter-Strike. He's a good player to have on your team in that aspect. He's also a good mood spreader. Like he's always fun to be around, trying to lighten up the mood, even though that you may be losing in a certain game or you just went out of the tournament. He's always trying to keep a smile on his face, and that's sometimes, you know, a very underrated asset to have on your team as well. So definitely has a place within the ranks of Heroic, definitely has a place within Danish Counter-Strike. His potential, though, it seems like it's stagnated a little bit. If you want to talk KDN, he's never going to be a top 5 AWPer in the world. He's always going to be rock solid, and I think that's his place, and I think that's a fine asset to have as well. But in terms of, you know, is he ever going to be able to contest a Kenny S or an Oscar for that matter in terms of raw skill? I don't think we've seen that from KDN, and most likely are never going to see that. But doesn't make him a bad player by no means. He's still a very great asset to this lineup, and ever since he joined Heroic, they've gradually gotten better. So that can also be down to him, you know, having an impact on the lineup. He used to be an in-game leader as well when he was in NA, so Snappy has someone to talk tactics with and bounce off ideas with. He adds a lot to a team, and I'm happy on his behalf, and happy for Heroic that they found the solution.
Well, hoping the solution has been found for the tech issue. We did see a thumb up there from the player. Hopefully that's a good sign. Still very early days in the best of 3. If you have just joined us, Inferno map number 1. Nuke is up next, and then Mirage if we need it as the decider. This is an elimination match, of course. And the other 2 teams are also Danish from Heroic's perspective. You got Mad Lions and North.
Yeah, we saw Heroic go up against Mad Lions yesterday. Wasn't able to beat them. Simply wasn't. I think that was the first sign of life from Mad Lions in this tournament. Obviously, they went on to beat North in the winners game in this group, qualifying straight into the semifinals. I don't think many people would have expected them to beat both Heroic and North yesterday, but they did. Heroic, that's definitely a loss they would have liked to be without, because there's this, as you said, this talk about who is the second best Danish team right now. Is it North? Is it Heroic? Or is it Mad Lions? And judging by yesterday, well, Mad Lions got the upper hand in that duel right now. Lots can still change throughout this weekend, but without Heroic winning right here against Sprout, there's not going to be a rematch against North. There's not going to be any talks about them being the second best team. That's going to be them out of the tournament. So everything is at stake here as we progress with the game. 2-1 for Heroic. KDN on the AWP. Oscar not able to afford one this round, so we'll see how that's going to pan out.
Tag burning alive, has to use the smoke just to save his own life, but he's still going to go down. Molotovs in Counter-Strike, sometimes they make you pull your hair out.
Yeah, as we see Cadian take down Oscar. Oscar didn't have an AWP in hand, but Cadian won that very first duel of the game. That's going to give him some confidence as well. Finding impact with the big green straight away. It's always a great sign. 4 versus 4 here. It seems like Sprout want to go in towards this small bomb site. There's 2 players already here, Stown in a pretty open position. He's going to rotate into the Molotov. Failed a little bit. Stavi there to help him out. Faven gets the refrag, and now it's all up to Stavan to keep this bomb site alive, and he cannot do it. Cadian coming in. The rotation is fast, hitting the first shot. Connecting the second one through the barrel as well. Putting down Speedy to 26 HP, and now the bomb goes down. A 2 versus 2 retake scenario. And there's still a decent amount of utility on Borup.
Has an incendiary, which is just about to toss out. And a smoke as well. Starting to move in towards the side. Good peek from DreamHack-Liepzig into headshot and doubles up. Both players low. This guy continues to impress. What a hold in the end from the T's.
And look at the impact he's had so far in this game. It's basically 2 rounds towards Sprout now, and that's 2 rounds down to DreamHack. The entry coming in right here, that is a naughty little headshot, and another one right here. Look how he used the pole to grant some cover and then peeks out straight away again. That is some high-class Counter-Strike right there, and that's putting a spin into the money of Heroic. They're investing everything they have into this round. It's going to be pistols, it's going to be smokes, grenades, but that's it. No big guns, no rifles in the hands of the Heroic players. So they're going to bank everything on this one. If they lose this one, then Sprout off to a good start. DreamHack, though, getting caught off guard by Cadian. It was starting to look good for the young Pole, but that wasn't necessarily a great play by him. Snappy as well now, gaining a lot of map control. He's going to walk all the way into the apps of the side of the terrorist. Now, you want to see Sprout, they want to hit this bomb site fast, so it doesn't really matter whether Snappy is from behind or not.
Nice attack using the smoke and flash screen to try and push round the back of the T's. Stabbing a nice attack of going to town. Not only is it all one player left for Faven, but everyone's still alive for Heroic. There's so many guns they can pick up. Faven's going to make sure the clean sweep does not come into effect. And he's going to dart away with the bomb, which he still has control over. So, if Heroic are a bit slow on the rotation, there is still a way back in for Faven. He is full HP. Does still have a flashbang to his name as well. Now, of course, there's no way of him knowing they've completely vacated the site. Now he's going to find Borup. Headshot connects. And Faven's still alive to tell the tale. At this point, Estetag just wants to wait for the rest of his team to make a move around through middle so they can all push in together. If they give Faven separate 1v1 trades, he will end up winning this round more than likely because the firepower is so stacked in his favor. But they're going to be coming round the corner, jumping up. Here's Faven. He's put down, and Faven keeps going. He keeps landing shots. And this is where the lack of a kit and nades is going to hurt Estetag. It's looking good for Faven to clutch this round out. He's going to be coming round the corner, and Faven's been fragged. But there shouldn't be enough time for the bomb. I believe it's going to detonate. It's going to be very close indeed to the defuse. But it's not going to happen. Faven clutches it.
A 1 versus 5 essentially from Faven. You said it yourself, Heroic a little bit slow on the rotation, but that doesn't matter in a scenario like this. You have 4 guys alive against 1. That headshot right there, that started the entire thing. Borup getting caught off guard on the bomb side, and then Faven playing it absolutely perfect. Finding one by one and connecting all the shots. Couldn't kill Estetag, but that didn't matter at all, as you said. No defuse kit in the hands of Heroic, and he did it, he made it happen. I was just about to say, as soon as we saw signs of life from Sprout, as soon as we saw a team that was starting to look good, they completely fell short in this round against all the pistols. But this guy on your screen right here, he said no, ain't having it. Let's try to win the game, and he did it. A 1 versus 5, we don't see that often, do we?
Certainly not. Unbelievable, really, all things considered. And straight away, now a tactical timeout has been implemented. Maybe just trying to shimmy around some ideas. I mean, the thing is for Heroic, yes, they killed 4 players, but they did 4 spy in that round, so it doesn't really leave them with much. You're always trying to weigh up the risk versus reward, and they've decided it's not worth it. So they're going to tap out with just some nades instead.
Super important round for Sprout. Could very well be the moment that you're going to refer to after this game is over and said, that's where they want it. Class 1 versus 5 from Faven. Now, how are they going to respond back, as you said? Not investing too much into this round. As P250s, there's been a little bit of utility, but it's all been spent now, and Sprout, they're just going for the classic explode out of A-apps. One single flash. Snappy's not getting blinded. He has the possibility of getting a crack. Not able to connect it though. Favin continues where he left off last round, and this should be relatively easy for Sprout to clean up. Pistols all over the map.
The early damage was inflicted with the HEs being tossed down middle. But Spitty and DreamHack will live to tell the tale, it would seem. Unless the bomb maybe finishes them off. That could be in the back of Heroic's mind, hence them playing more for exit frags, trying to grind out these kills where they can. And obviously, with losing 4 players in that last round for Sprout, if they do lose 2 or 3 players here, it could actually catch up with them, even with a bomb plant.
Definitely. Very important they stay alive as many as possible. You want to build up a bank, you want to build up a cushion to fall back on should you lose a round or 2 throughout this half, and that's something we haven't seen. They're actually moving in for the bomb here, but not finding anyone. It's going to be Cadian going down together with Stout and Oscar, getting another frag to his name, and a great start by Sprout here, putting 4 rounds on the board after losing the pistol round. A great response back. That 1 versus 5 from Favin. Can't forget it. Super impactful.
Yeah, and it kind of crept up on us, didn't it? He gets the first kill on Banana, and you're thinking, okay, well, still, he's got the bomb, but surely Heroic got this in the bag. And then just kill after kill after kill.
Yeah.
Pretty unreal.
Pretty unreal. Shouldn't really happen on this level, but sometimes it does, and you gotta give all the credit to Favin. He played it absolutely perfectly fine. Didn't make a single mistake and capitalized on all the mistakes Heroic did. Now they find themselves in a position for the first time in the tournament. Leading a game. Actually got 4 rounds already. That's as many as they got in the first entire game. So off to a good start here. Maybe the crowd is also helping them out a bit. But again, you know, if you give guys confidence, work a lot with that. Banana control is being obtained. Favin goes down to the grenades. That's beautiful by Heroic. Molotoved him in, forced him into that position, and then double naded the tree afterwards. There was planned before the round even began and executed it perfectly. Maybe a guy who can do a 1 versus 5, but can't run away from nades. Nothing to do about that.
Yeah, perfectly executed 1-2 combination. He is left on the canvas for the time being, while the rest of Sprout try and make a move up middle. Gonna have to contend with Cadian playing a slight off angle in the